I encourage you to listen to the other side. I encourage you to look up all of the facts and learn the things that I tell you, not because I tell you that they're true, but because I want you to learn it on yourself, because you have to go and stand and challenge. If anybody says you got to shut the other side down and not let them speak, they're afraid. Thomas Jefferson said, trust the people. They may get it wrong, but they'll eventually figure it out. What has happened? You want evidence that that's true? Look at the last election. The last election, we were on the air beating the drum saying, don't you understand what you're doing? Don't. No, these people are not telling you the truth. This isn't who they really are. They are extreme. Well, now America knows. Thomas Jefferson was right. The American people will get it wrong, but they will wake up. And that's what's happened. And so now America is trying to set it right. But I want to warn you. This is poison. What we're dealing with every day, on both the right and the left. The left is doing it too. They're consuming the poison just as much as anybody on the right. All of us as humans, we are drinking poison.
Absolutely.
Could I ask you to watch Star Wars this weekend? Yes. Feel your anger. Feel the rage. It's poison. I want to talk to you in a little more depth on this and some things that are happening in my life at the top of next hour. I want to have a personal conversation with you because in many ways, I used to say, before I understood, that the microphone is my best friend. It can't reject. It doesn't judge. When I was 13, I got into radio, and I was behind a microphone. And I have told my greatest fears, my greatest hopes, my greatest pains, joys, into a microphone. And for a long time, they would come out, and they were surprising moments, I guess, of frankness and honesty to a guy who was lying to himself. But when I changed in 1995 and I decided that I couldn't live this way anymore, I couldn't live a lie anymore, a personal journey where I took everything out and I tried to figure it out, and I no longer cared about my career. In fact, I thought I was destroying my career, and it was kind of intentional. And I started sharing everything. And by doing that, I realized I wasn't alone. There are so many people that are going through similar things or feel the same way, and they're all afraid to say it out loud. And we are not united on our differences. What we unite on are the things that we have in common. And that one of those things is that we're all human. And no matter, I've found that the person who is the loudest, the most forceful, the one that is the most egotistical, are the ones that are usually most afraid. They have to shout you down because they're not sure. And maybe not. They may be assured of the facts, but they're not sure of themselves. And over the years, We have gone through this journey together, and I have shared everything with you. And I think that's why we have the relationship that we do. It's also why I have the trouble that I have in the press sometimes, because I think out loud. This is not a finished product. I am not a finished product. I am far from one. I am a guy who is trying to do the right thing. And most of the time, I am not sure it's the right thing. I try to do the best that I know how. My understanding of things is incomplete. But I don't know anybody that has the complete answers. I know people who are smarter than me, but I don't know anybody who has the whole picture, except God. And so my journey has taken me to a place to where I'm trying to listen to him, but he's never clear. The heavens don't open up, no matter what the press says. I believe, I don't believe. God's not talking to me like, "Hey Glenn, what do you say? We go see a movie this weekend." If that's what he wanted, the way it works with me is I think, wow, maybe I should go to a movie. Should I go to a movie? Well, that kind of feels right. Well, there's 12 of them playing. Which one? Oh, this one or this one, they kind of feel right. I don't know. And I find myself eventually in a movie theater, and only in the end do I go, wow, that was exactly where I was supposed to be. That's the way God at least talks to me. I pray all the time. Can you speak up a little bit? Be a little more clear. Some things have been happening in my life recently, and I've shared a little bit of them with you. And this week has been extremely difficult for me because I haven't shared with you some of the things that are going on. And I did the show last night, and I had a really hard time because I feel like there is a wall between us, and I know you don't feel it, but I do. And I don't want my relationship with you to change. I'm on a journey, and if you don't know why I'm saying the things that I do, or this isn't about, at least my show, as I have seen it, is not about the answer. When I went to college for about 10 minutes in my 30s, I didn't want to learn the answers. I thought I was going to get them, but instead, what I learned is how to find answers, how to seek them, where to go, how to figure it out. It's all there. You can do it yourself. You may need somebody who is a sage, or you may need somebody who's just an expert in that field to help guide you from time to time, but everything you can find on your own. And that's much more important to teach than the actual answer. Because then you can apply it, and then you can find the answers in everything in your life on your own. Critical thinking. And I'm less interested in what somebody says is the answer than I am on how did you arrive at that? Well, if you're a long-time listener, on how I've arrived at many things in the past. But I think this is going to make the most profound change in my life. And it's going to lead me to, I think, entirely different answers. And so I want to share what I can at this point with you. Because we're on this journey together.